Hello again, it's Priscilla Batzell in Spring Hill, Florida. I'm in the gallery, or studio, or gallery, or studio, and I have leftover paint colors. I have some emerald green folk art color shifting with some green gold folk art color shifting. I'm going to put a little more of that, each of those in there. I'm tempted to add some gold and some turquoise. And I'm going to use them up in some sort of traveling, I don't know what yet. So these were my flower colors. I did Escape, and I think that is one of the colors I didn't use much of. I think that is ready to go in the bucket. That is just not enough paint to try and save. I am going to give myself some gold. I want to put some, I'm going to put some Prussian blue in here. I don't need it to be ring pour style. I'm going to do traveling, wandering, straight pour, but I want something that I lost in the last video. There it is. Cool. I love it when that happens. I want some Anita's white metallic, and I might use some more of that again in a minute. I'm going to throw a little bit of this folk art color shifting. It's really nice and purple. It doesn't look as pretty in the bottle, that is for sure. And then I'm going to also use, well, I would, if it would stop plugging up on me. Okay, that's my black acrylic enamel. It just won't let me use it. And it's a really wonderful tool for making cells. And I found my tweezers, which means I can jam those puppies right in there and get that clog out, whatever it is, once and for all. I just have to remember to clean them off, because enamel makes it difficult to get itself off of anything. And then I think I'm going to be even weirder and give myself some more of the colors that I liked in there and include a little bit of this quinacridone magenta. So let's put that aside for a second. Grab my black, I'm shedding paint. Go figure. So I figure if I spread this with my Oxo omelet turning spatula first, then I can add some white after maybe. Let that, whoops, try not to spill. Let that go down over the edge. Not too worried about it being less than thick. I kind of want a layer. It's puddle pour-ish. I don't know if you're not familiar with puddle pours. They're basically puddles of paint. And if you do it into another puddle of paint, then it's thoroughly a puddle pour. Yeah, my articulate nature is being overridden by my desire to actually get this right without wasting any more paint again. I don't usually do my edges this early on because I like to be able to pick up the canvas and use an edge catcher, and I'm not sure what I'm going to do. This is a lot like a ring pour, except for it's not. Yeah, I'm worried about me. Alright, so I'm going to put some white in the remaining zone after I knock my spatula off on the edge as best I can, and then wipe it down on my studio rag, which I recommend everybody has a nice damp cotton absorbent studio rag, preferably without lint. So that's closed up, so let's just use the big bottle. It's almost time for more paint. Now the nice thing about the Oxo omelet turning spatula is it is really, really an awesome paint spreading tool. And you can pick up a layer of paint on the blade and then scrape it off and push it toward anything. So you don't have to actually interrupt or make cells. Black and white together will make cells. I was about to prove it then by accident. So I think I'm just going to take the areas that I don't want to mess with right now and fill them in quickly. I'm going to find a way to keep my turntable from spinning. I think it's time to go outside and bring in the one I used to use. So let's, oh, I've got some paint to use up in here. And I don't mind because it'll help move other paint. It might be interesting, it might not be, but I can always cover paint with paint, so I'm not too worried about that. Those were my sky colors in my scape. Throw that Princeton Art Tool Catalyst spatula into the bucket, and those are also available. Oh, I've got paint stuck to the bottom of my cupcake holder. Wow, that's really hard to believe. Excuse me. I think I'm going to start slow and give myself a chance to play with my colors. And I suspect that those other colors are just going to disappear. And if they leave a little bit of them, a little residual behind, that's okay too. I'm a lot conscious and aware of not having any yellow in there. Yellow and black will often make green, but if you don't overmix it, that may not happen. I tried to do one of these straight pours in a lot of locations the other day without choosing my colors, choosing to layer them nicely with each other, and it was a pretty interesting experience. I really like that yellow in there, which is highly unusual for me, and I'm going to just keep adding the colors that I want to see. In places I want to see them, and expect to be able to put an edge catcher down to catch my paint, which I can also scrape off after that. You never know what's going to happen. I could put chain or swipe with a basting brush or swipe with a card, or I could just be happy with what I get, and you can never tell which it's going to be. I'm always doing these kind of pours thinking about making an outrageous landscape, whatever. Let's see if there's anything I like about that yet. I really want some of this Venetian blue, and I don't think I can have it any other way except for adding it. Yep, okay, well that was interesting. Because it usually disappears. Oh, it's eating my orange. Stop that. I may manipulate this with a skewer or something. And I like what I see. I'm going to tip that so it blends, and then it goes off with the Venetian blue somewhat anyway. Maybe time for a skewer. They look like feathers to me. I'm going to throw a little bit more of that yellow. I don't want to go too far down in this direction that I actually want to go in, because that's when the paint is going to overflow. Maybe it will turn out to look like some exotic bird of, exotic feather, and maybe it won't. I want something else right here. And I'm really thinking that it'd be nice to just keep experimenting. With shapes and colors. That's going to make it off. That's good. I wanted that to happen. Let's Just let everything slide right back down where it came from. Some wild shapes in there, which is cool. I like wild shapes. If I'm not careful, I'm going to lose all of that white negative space. That blue came back. Wow. That's pretty incredible. I can hardly believe it. I am dropping a little bit of color, but that's okay. Kind of like what just happened. And I'm inclined to see what happens if I do it in the opposite direction. It's not flowing the same way. I'm going to put my painting down right on top of that. What else have I got? I've got a Princeton Art Tool Catalyst spatula. And I can physically apply paint wherever I want. Right out of my cupcake container. Kind of interesting colors, sort of. Stranger and stranger I go. I'm trying to figure out if it's begging me for something and what it would be if it was. And I kind of like this color combination down here. And I wonder if I can get away with it. Yeah, maybe. It's looking possible. And if I like what I've got that's being deposited on my edge catcher, I will just use that. Because this is kind of cool. I'm going to grab a I'm going to grab an OXO omelet turning spatula. I'm also going to steal a little paint to make it slide. All about feathers. Don't ask me why I think that. But I like the strange shapes and colors that come from adding paint with the spatula. Maybe a little gold won't hurt anything. Or maybe it was just one piece too many added to my... Kind of like the gold though. I don't know if it's working or not. I can't tell. I think it'll be okay. I'm not sure yet though. It's getting there. It's kind of different. There aren't any cells, but then I haven't torched either. I just want to keep stealing this black and white stuff. Now it's gray. Never mind. That made me want turquoise. Don't ask me why. But I'm thinking it's a good idea. Still, don't ask me why. Yes, I like that. I'm just resting my skewer right in there. Sort of pushing it along gently. And I really like that turquoise down here. I have a little more green. I don't think I really want to use it. I am being called to magenta. Not sure if it's a good idea or not. This pink color turns a golden color when it's agitated. So that's what makes me think it's totally color shifting. So I like that, the way that mark goes there. So I think I'm just going to play in my paint and add some marks that make me happy. And use the residuals that are on my skewer. Tell you guys I do sell my artwork. My email address is under the Linktree link, which is right under the video, above the paint pouring recipe, should you want that. You can ask me questions if you'd like to. I'd be happy to answer them when I have time. I do the best I can, and I do pretty well. I have Teespring clothing right under the video. There's all over print leggings and all over print t-shirts there. Should you be interested, if you go shopping, you help me out. Speaking of helping me out and going shopping, my Amazon link is directly, I see that thing under the Linktree link, and if you shop there you can find the OXO omelet turning spatulas and the Princeton Art Tool Catalyst spatulas and a whole lot of other cool stuff. The only thing that's bothering me in this whole thing, other than that edge catcher being, there we go. Now I'm happy. If that's even possible. A little gold never hurt anyone. And helps a lot sometimes. So I love you guys. There's like 90,000 of you. And I like the gold more and more. And I do things all the time because I can. And that's the name of my first book on the Amazon link next to my second book called Unlimited Possibilities. And that gold just tripped my trigger. I am very, very happy that I am a brazen bee. I will see you guys anon. And this is Priscilla Batzell in Spring Hill, Florida, reminding you that there's over 1,500 videos. Should you have an interest in watching them, look on my YouTube channel for playlists, all playlists, creative playlists. Thank you very much for all the donations. There is a monthly drawing. If you want to get into it, all you need to do is make a donation through PayPal or Patreon. You can see on the end screens of any video in the last 20 seconds there is an exhibition video, and that is where I have stashed what the prizes are. Do I do it? Oh yes I do. Okay. Ha! I was nervous. I will see you guys anon. This is Priscilla Batzell in Spring Hill, Florida at Expressionist Art Studio Gallery, saying I love you. Hope to see you again soon. Check my Facebook groups out on the Linktree. Expressionist Art Studio Gallery Appreciation Group for students. I'm going to torch, touch up my edges, call it good. Right after I fix that one thing. Cool. Used up my paint, had a good time. Thank you for joining me. Bye for now. Priscilla out.